Hey guys, this is Tolly, and welcome to part 13 of Let's Play Aquaria. So, I actually did just do a bunch of recording before this, but I just wasn't happy with it. So I decided that I was gonna just do a retake and try again. So, I just explored a little bit, but it was nothing major. It was really just, I pretty much just went up this way here, so I'll go the same way. But yeah, I was just looking around, finding a couple plants, nothing huge. But the reason for the outtake is simply that, oh, you guys won't get my reaction to this. That's a shame. Pretty much I was looking here and being like, oh, that's kind of weird, and then sort of did this and was like, oh shoot, sun form. Oh look, treasure box. So there's that. But the reason for the retake is I was feeling in the last Aquaria video that I needed to work on my commentary with this type of video, and where it's like some stuff just, sometimes there's just nothing happening, and I have to find a way to be like awesome commentator guy and sort of make it interesting even though it's just me exploring. So Dirt Dragon RS gave a suggestion that maybe I should do sort of a T.R.A.P. Totally rants about programming, which I thought was an excellent idea, and I tried it, but it wasn't working. I'm gonna maybe give it a go again, but if I'm just not feeling it, I might just say whatever and not go with it, because I'm not actually doing any code talk. I'm really talking about conceptually the idea behind, like, different. I was thinking I could do concepts, like the concept I was going to talk about today, or I'm just going to try and talk about today, is simply movement, like in a game, how movement happens. And I think the problem was I started talking about it too broad and didn't simplify it enough, and that just, I just felt like in the last take it just wasn't working. So in this one here, I think I got a better idea where to start based on how I fumbled around last time. So basically the basic idea is that your character has, like, say, imagine position 0, 0, and then, like, we're working on a coordinate plane. Most important here is that I've always worked on a coordinate plane where the graphics was that X was to the positive to the right, like normal. Generally you learn that in school, and that you're on the graph, your X would be negative, would be to the left. But here's the bit that's weird. In most graphic systems, the Y in a 2D plane is negative Y is actually up, and positive Y is actually down. So that's a little weird, but for the sake of talking today, because more people are probably familiar with Y being up and when it's positive, and Y being down when it's negative, I'm going to talk about it that way, but just be aware that sometimes that's not always the case. Let's head back down here and just check this spot that I missed. But yeah, so basically the basic idea here is that if my character has a position of 0, 0 starting at origin, best case scenario, right? Then if my character, I want my character to move, say, positively to the right, then I can add, the character pretty much has a position that's X and Y on the screen. So if the character moves to the right, oh, let her talk.
I began to wonder if I'd ever be able to find my way out. I felt as though I could become lost here forever, slowly becoming another feral creature in nature's tapestry.
Yes, afraid of being a feral creature, yes. Don't want to go back to the way you were, of course. Blah blah blah, Naja, blah blah blah. Whoa. Can I shoot you? No? Can I be your friend? No? Okay. Lee seems to want to shoot him though. Right. So if we think that we want to move the character to the right, then we would want to add, we'd want to add +1 to the X. So I want to move the character to 1, 0. Oh shoot. more story in here if memory serves.
These strange nymphs looked a bit like me, but they were half sentient and could only communicate through song and dance. They wove the tale of one who ruled their forest from above, a mother whose tears flooded these waters with regret. I had a feeling I would encounter her at the heart of this forest.
So yeah, something about their god, I assume. Tears of regret. So yeah, I got a feeling that whatever she's talking about there is probably going to be the next boss. Oh, ran right into those. And we're back, guys. So just heading down this way, doing a little more explore. Right. So basically what I was talking about though is that if I want to move the character to the right, we'd want to add +1 to the X. So this leads me back to the way I came, so we don't want to go that way. Come on. There we go. So yeah, if you want to move the character to the right, you go +1 in the X, but normally what we represent that with is this thing called a vector. So a vector is pretty much just a direction and a magnitude. So, what is going on with my mouse? It won't move. There we go. And zoom out, please. Need to be able to see if I'm hitting the right note. No, don't get hit. Seriously, what is happening with my mouse here? That's weird, that it would be doing that. It was not letting me, wasn't detecting the vertical pretty much. But yeah, so, see, it's doing it again. What is, that's not cool. Let's see if we can keep playing even with that handicap is what I mean. So if your position, if you want to add 1, you'd represent that as a vector, which is a direction and a magnitude. So that vector would be 1, 0, which would be a vector of 1 to the right, pretty much. It would be pointing in the direction to the right, and there we go. And it would have a magnitude of 1, which is sort of like its speed. Ooh, another treasure. I'm gonna have to make a trip home at some point and find out what all these things are. Although I might be able to look at them in my inventory. The bubbles trapped inside this container amuse me. Okay. And a beautiful pearl. Okay. So nothing interesting or helpful, I suppose. But yeah, so then what you do is if you want the character to move faster, then you would increase the magnitude. And if you, so you would do, obviously a 0 or a 2, 0 would be moving twice the speed. So it has twice the magnitude of 1, 0. And then you can change the direction, obviously, of a vector by changing the sort of positional data. So if it had, shoot, trying to dodge all this, my way through all this sort of plant life. And this guy's got to go because he killed me last time. I'll take his fin though. And these things don't seem to be able to be damaged. I want in. Oh, but they're attracted by the sound. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's gonna make this difficult, because if I play this note, they're gonna come over. Oh, okay, time to heal, time to heal. Regeneration? Let's see what that does. Oh, slowly heals. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, come on, can I get out? Oh, there we go. Pull all the reds over this way. Oh, out of range. Oh shoot. I'm just beating myself up again. Shark fin soup. It's not really worth going for, I don't think, but we'll go for it anyways. Give me a second as I heal up here, guys. Okay, back. I just used something that's kind of useless now. What was the point? Just used one leaf names. That thing. That leaf proto. And right, so talking, game programming concepts. So basically then we can do stuff like you think of a vector as that direction of magnitude, so then you can also make vectors though. So if my character's position is 0, 0 and the mouse's position is somewhere on the screen, then I can take, so if the mouse's position is here, I can sort of draw a line between my position and the mouse's position, and that creates a vector. And then when I apply that vector as a velocity, the character will move in the direction of that vector. So that, like, so this whole mouse click thing, really simple. Just wherever the mouse is on the screen compared to the position of the player on the screen, you know, draw a line between them, then you have a vector that you can then use to move the character in the direction that the mouse is. I don't know if that makes sense. It's not really supposed to. It's more so something interesting. Really? This is... I should have healed up more. And we're back, guys. So, definitely not horrible progress. We got into the next area over here. I'll just off camera get back there next time, but we're running out of time, so I just want to sum this up. So I don't know if this was better than the last one. I think it would probably be more interesting unless you have no idea what I'm talking about, which is very possible because I don't think I'm the best at explaining this. But you guys seem to like the T.R.A.P episode, T.R.A.P rants about programming, so maybe this will be interesting. Really my goal here was to, I still don't know what this is, was to explain, you know, the whole, like, how does nausea move, in my opinion. Now again, I don't know how the code actually works, but based on what I know about 2D programming, this is how I would do it, is that, you know, WSAD, W would be a vector of something like 0, 2 or 0, 1 or something, so when you push it, it adds a velocity to the character so the character will move quicker. So we'll add that position to the player over time, and you know, depending on what WSAD key, it's obviously a different vector, so whether it's 1, 0, -1, 0, 0, 1, or 0, -1, that's a different direction depending. And then the whole mouse movement thing is really just drawing the position from the player to the position of the cursor, and then, or taking those 2 points, creating a vector out of it. So if my cursor was here, right here, this would probably be a 0, it would be 0 on the Y and probably be positive something on the X. And then what you can do is you can actually take that vector, whatever it is, and you can do a little bit of math, and basically it's called normalizing, but what you do is you take the vector and bring it down to between 0 and 1, and that means that the character will have a base velocity, so no matter how far away the cursor is, you're basically reducing it to have a unit magnitude of 1. You're basically reducing the magnitude to 1, that way you can then multiply that vector by, say, 5, and then the character will always move at 5. But the direction, so you're basically only getting the directional information. Again, I don't know if this is making any sense, but I just wanted to chat about movement this time, and if it didn't make sense, then hopefully you enjoyed the exploring. If it did make sense, then cool, and I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know, I'm gonna require some feedback on this one, guys. Was I clear? Was I not clear? Was this interesting? Not interesting? Should I stop talking about programming and just talk about what's happening in the game? But to me, that seemed like that wasn't working last time, was just being like, oh, look, it's a fish. Oh, look, it's a piece of meat. That just seemed a bit redundant. Why even have commentary at all? Although at the same time, this isn't really helping the games in any way. It's talking about something else while playing the game. So I don't know. We'll see. This is T.R.A.P signing out. Later, guys.